Oh, that was a doozy of a drive from Texas to New Smyrna Beach, Florida, my new hometown where my office is, Bajío, and Al. I gotta figure out, what is this town about? What is New Smyrna Beach?
New Smyrna Beach to me, man, is a surfing, fishing town.
If you don't surf, I don't know why you're here. Unless you're fishing a lot.
Can you tell me anything about New Smyrna?
Ooh, well, besides that, it's the shark bite capital of the world.
New Smyrna Beach, man, shark bite capital of the world.
It's one of those true little utopias that I have found.
You know, New Smyrna is really cool because to the north, you've got probably the most consistent surf break on the East Coast. Down here on the south end, you got some of the best fishing on the East Coast. And you've got the Canaveral Seashore, which stretches 25 miles. So no houses, no development, just beach. New Smyrna, surfing, fishing, hand in hand, 100%.
As long as you're cool, everybody's cool.
It's people who really are here for the lifestyle. You got your commercial fishermen still, you got your commercial crabbers.
Dolphins, so friendly. Coming up, if they knew English, they'd be talking to us. I don't know what they'd say. Probably something probably cool. I would be okay if they said something off-color to me. You know what I mean?
A true melting pot of people here. Meet people from everywhere. All my friends, New York, LA, Washington, Nebraska, North Carolina. Nobody, it took me years to find people that were from Florida. You know what I mean?
Alfred Jenkins, born and raised in New Smyrna Beach.
And everybody's cool. The deciding factor that makes you move here is when you come as just a tourist for years and you see everybody's fucking smiling in the stores. We've been coming for 30 years. The whole turning point for me, I said, baby, that guy in the 7-Eleven is happy as hell. For the past 10 years, we come down, it's the same guy in that 7-Eleven. There's 30 people in there buying, and he don't get frustrated. He's just sitting there, smiling. I said, I could live there. I could even work at that 7-Eleven if I had to, because you own the beach.
It's not too big, and everyone knows each other.
You get tourists every weekend, you know, you get the Orlando people, blah, blah, blah.
On the weekends, you cannot get on 44. Because everybody's going to the beach.
You meet new people every day. But the best way to describe the general population that live here, it's like a big city on a little, wrapped up on a little island. You know, everybody's from somewhere else. So you never get bored, and you ain't dealing with, you go to Ocala, you got the crackers, Sam Sula, Country Farm Bread. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They're fun guys. I love my rednecks. But when you cut, you actually think you're going to be surrounded by those people. If you didn't know anything about New Smyrna. You know, they say we're a small town with a big drinking problem. Whatever. Small fishing town with a big drinking problem.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Fishing with Jay. We're in New Smyrna Beach.
It's so real. You don't see a ton of chains out on the island. It's surf shops.
Boards, swimsuits.
It's locally run businesses.
Fishing is everything to me. I will fish every day. In a nutshell, that's all this place is a surfing and fishing town. And to me, that's very near and dear to my heart.
That's basically why people come here and why people stay.
We live in one of the most special towns that has everything.
All the kids who live here, after school, they go up and surf's good, they surf, fishing's good, they fish.
Yeah, I just
And
surf and fish.
it's just like such a cool way to grow up.
I love it. It's such a cool mix of all the sorts of people.
I really love to fish, and I guess getting older and not competing as much as I used to, I've just fell in love with hunting these redfish down, and it is so much fun. I basically started shaping boards in 1991, and I got into it and never looked back. I never really had any other job. Over 20,000 Erie surfboards and at least another 10,000 private label stuff. Whole family, my mom and my dad surfed, our uncles, you know, everybody. Even our grandfather got out and surfed some. It kind of ran in our blood and our family. All of my kids surf. You have that whole surfing family thing going. Fishing runs right along with it, you know. I think it's just the whole water. You're in the water, you're a waterman. Hey, we're here at local New Smyrna surf shop, Daybreakers, and right over here is Katie, the owner of this new awesome little shop here. Come check this out.
Woo! I know, I'm like, it's precious cargo.
Build boards all day, and every time the weather looks really good, run back here and get on these fish, and it's awesome to be that lucky to have it all in one spot right here in New Smyrna. It's a dream spot for any surfer or fisherman because the waves are always good. We probably have the best surf spot on the East Coast. It's most consistent. New Smyrna Inlet and Ponce Inlet over there. Ponce side's really good too, but man, our inlet is just a dream. In between board madness, I turn into a crazy scientist, chemist, the mastermind of the one and only Nasty Strike Baits, NSB. You can only find them in New Smyrna Beach. They're great for jigging and just reeling them. It took me 2 years. I started with clay, green and gold flake, and I made my own little molds. Let this little guy go. Good bite. Look at that. Oh yes, it's all my surf buddies' fish.
Yeah, you get kind of the same adrenaline rush getting a good fish as you do kind of surfing.
If we're not offshore fishing, we're fishing back here in the flats. If we're not under the bridge, snook fishing or catching bull reds out by the inlet.
Look at that redfish.
Holy smokes, dude.
It's probably like a 44, 45 inch fish.
And then the whole time we're like, oh my God, look at this set wave over at Ponce. I mean, everybody's, oh, I thought I just had it. That's all everybody does, man. All the guys, it's hand in hand. Everyone's fishing, everyone's surfing, everyone. If it's not somebody calling you, telling you about the fish, they're calling you, telling you about how the waves were that morning at the inlet.
Nope, he came back and grabbed it. Got him that time.
Yep. Got him. Look, he spit it. Barely hooked. Look at that little guy.
I had buddies that surfed and they'd fish. I never understood. I was always getting pissed. I was like, why are you guys, there's waves. Like, what's up? You're not surfing. And I never fished until, you know, I moved down towards Bethune. I fished every day, and now it's like almost, I'd rather fish than surf sometimes. You know, you just get that adrenaline. It's kind of the same kind of adrenaline you get.
He almost got you. Yes, sir. Tarpon in New Smyrna Beach. Come. Be dipped.
If you love the water, you'll never get bored in New Smyrna.
Where are we?
Mosquito Lagoon, buddy. World famous. Redfish capital of the world. Right here in New Smyrna Beach. And we are going to find some fish right back here. This is going to be a lot of fun. There goes something moving ahead of us.
The lagoon runs just inside the surf break, so there's a little thin strip of land that separates it from the ocean. You're back here fishing, and then you can just hear the waves breaking out there. Pretty cool.
Mosquito Lagoon is very shallow. Bajío means the shallow, so I end up filming a lot in shallow ass water.
It's really crazy to be this shallow for this long, and it's just like the flats are endless.
You know, it's the average depth's 3 foot deep in here, so it provides this kind of unique fishery. Fish can move out into a little bit deeper water, and then they can move up into that 1.5 foot, even 6-8 inch water, where you see redfish with their backs out. You know, when they get into that, you may have hundreds of yards of grass flats like that, where you can work just one flat and see 200 different fish.
Mosquito Lagoon, it's famous for the red fishing, and it's had a lot of challenges with the environment causing some of the grass habitat to disappear.
I think it was 2010 we had our first big algae bloom. It went from like luscious grass everywhere to suddenly like overnight, really, really nasty water. The bite went from insane to terrible literally like overnight. Every year there was dirtier water, high water, less grass. Last year was for sure the best year I've seen in like probably about a decade. It's on track to be better, I think, this year than we had last year. So barring some cataclysm or super high dirty water for the rest of the summer, I think things are going to be really looking good this year.
Feels like it's coming back, and fish are coming back. So got a lot of people working on it.
Such a huge expanse of undeveloped wilderness. Just to be able to fish it, to explore it, to farm in its waters, it's a blessing. It's definitely a fulfilling job, fulfilling experience. The entire oyster farm. Wouldn't change it for anything. I've been farming aquatic animals for the last decade, pretty much. I've had my farm for a little more than 1 year now. I'm getting pretty heavy. An adult oyster can filter about 50 gallons of water a day. So I think at the high end, I mean, anywhere from 30 to 50, I mean, that's still a ton of water that's just going through these oysters, and it's pulling out the excess nutrients. It's eating algae out of the water column, and so as it's filtering all that water, it's removing nitrogens and the phosphates, whatever is kind of feeding that algae, which will reduce the chances of having a harmful algal bloom out here. I mean, if there's just less general nutrients in the water, there should be less harmful algal blooms. But really, just we've noticed we got tons of fish around here. It's super clear. We've been seeing definitely in the shallows over by that part of the lease, tons of shoal grass coming back. Not saying that's entirely because of the oyster farm, but I mean, my cages alone are probably filtering a couple million gallons a day.
The grass is crazy important to the whole environment over here. The whole ecosystem relies on a healthy lagoon. Good fish. Not a great release, but a good fish. Probably like a 16-inch trout.
Trout fishing can be phenomenal. You have a shot of like a lifetime size trout out of here. Every year you get lots of guys catching a trout, over 30 sight fish on fly.
The grass is not only important just for water filtration, but it also creates a lot of cover for just any little fish you see around, like any bait fish or trout or redfish. It's a really big sanctuary for the crabs, pinfish, and croakers, and all your other little bait fish and little shrimp and crustaceans that are in there.
This is completely different than what I was envisioning Mosquito Lagoon was. For whatever reason, I was thinking mosquitoes in a lagoon. I don't know why.
Yeah, people talk about it, but this is not at all what I expected.
The mangroves, everything seems so healthy here.
It's amazing how fast it's already bounced back.
On the land, it's all developed, and it's got stores, and it's got a lot of roads and traffic and all that craziness. You can never put that back to where it was like not that inhabited and a few houses and some dirt roads and, you know, all that. You can't put that back together. But out here, you can. One thing that's pretty cool, as long as the stuff that's on land is operating cleanly, then this stuff out here can be as cool and as wild as it ever was.
I just want to see that once in my life. I just want to be able to enjoy that and see like reds after reds and clear water, mats of grass. I just think that's one of the most amazing things ever.